Ebdane. And guard number 4, 𝔬𝔤𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬 𝔍𝔞𝔪�. In at center, number 24, Christian Porter. Their head coach is Reggie Barilla. Here now is the starting lineup of your Adamson Soaring Baby Falcons. At center, number 9, Alan Perez. At guard, number 14, 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰. At forward, number 21, Earl Medina. The other forward, number 25, Vince Reyes. And the other guard, number 30, Mark Esperanza. Their head coach is Mike Fermin. Officiating this ballgame are crew chief Fernie Manyala. Umpire 1, Edgar Orpilla.
Here are the starters for the Blue Eagles: Lance Lagdamen, third Ebdane, Chris Urbina, Troy De Guzman, and the big guy, Chris Porter. As for Adamson, 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰, Earl Medina, Vince Reyes, Mark Esperanza, and Alan Perez. Our referees for our last game is Fernando Manyala, Edgar Orpilla, and Winston Veloso. Live here at the Phil Oil Eco Oil Center. Thank you for joining us. Jaime Escalon with my very good-looking Hindi ako lagi mabait eh. Get it to inside the quarter. So early on, we're noticing Vince Garcia coming off the bench because that bench is full of veterans still. Bonzalida and Vince Garcia.
Right, Jaime. It's just goes to show how deep this team really is.
They give it a Porter inside the paint. Goes to work early on, but that's great defense from Adamson. Here comes Esperanza. Mark will orchestrate the offense here. Reyes, he's had a stellar second round so far. Vince Reyes off the pass by Perez, can't get the bucket to go. De Guzman to Ebdane. Porter at the post. Trying to use the glass, overcooks it. Esperanza running. In transition, he kicks it out. Medina, 4-3.
Medina. I just love how Esperanza really pushed the ball down. But the beauty of it is that his wingman sprinted to the corner to set so that he could set them up for free.
Porter has Perez on him. Trying to find a cutting Ebdane. Dangerous pass to Reyes. It ends up in the hands of a white shirt, but the ball will remain with the Baby Falcons.
Good effort by Lagdamen. As you look at that, Esperanza pushing the ball with the wingman in the corner.
Medina, another three. Different result this time. Lagdamen pushing the court. Lance picks up his dribble. Finds Ebdane. Just great defense for Adamson. Urbina gives it to the low post. Porter with 5 seconds to shoot. Chris, hook shot. And he starts off cold here in quarter number 1.
And Alan Perez doing a good job holding his ground against the much bulkier Chris Porter.
Reyes squares up and knocks it down.
And Vince Reyes has that set shot. We talked about it in the last game, Jaime, how it's unorthodox how he does his set shot, but it's so accurate. He makes a lot of those three-pointers.
Second leading scorer for Adamson. A 6-0 start with 2:30 gone by. De Guzman. Reyes with the quick hands, he gets a steal. Takes a look down court. Doesn't see numbers, he pulls it back out. Hand off to Esperanza. Mark, the hezzy, the floater, the bucket.
And what a start for the Baby Falcons. 8-0. Oh, sorry, check that. 6-0. Oh, yeah, 8-0 to start this ball game.
Like you said, they're looking like a well-oiled machine. A timeout for Here's that Vince Reyes three-pointer. And Mark Esperanza, he doesn't have a bag. He has a whole suitcase with him this season. They have an 8-0 start. Just 3 minutes of play, Daryl. Another one of those starts for the Baby Falcons. You know, this redemption tour of theirs. They look like a team on a mission after losing to FEU in season 85. They have not looked back since.
They're so hungry for that championship this season. And with the looks of it, they're really leading the pack in the standings.
Guzman reverses it to the right side. Porter was fronted, and Chris Porter will get to the line and shoot two. That's a great pass there from Lagdamin.
That's a great blow. And did you see that? The moment the ball was going to Chris Porter, right away the Baby Falcons, 3 of them clogged him down below, and that's why he was fouled. So they know who the focal point of the offense for the Blue Eagles will be.
Which Mike Fermin was also a seniors division coach at some point for Adamson. So he's had a lot of experience, and you know, the kids are lucky to have Coach Mike Fermin guiding them here in the process. Medina, the baseline drive, fadeaway J, that one's tough.
That was tough. Creating space off that slight bump against the much smaller Lagdamin, and just elevates.
Ateneo still without a field goal so far. De Guzman floats it up. Porter tried to battle for the rebound, and another stop for the Baby Falcons.
You look at Medina, constantly creating space and elevating.
That's 𝔬𝔤𝔪𝔢 checking in. Esperanza burst of speed, kicks it out. Carrillo drives in. Circus shot, but still manages to put it in.
What a top layup against the much bigger Chris Porter. A circus shot indeed. I don't even know how he made that.
Left that into Porter. Challenging 𝔬𝔤𝔪𝔢. He will once again get to the line.
Look at that. Ooh. Gliding through the air. Was Carrillo in that layup.
First time kita marinig ooh. Gano'n ka ba ka-impressed? Imagine playing against these types of players when you were in high school. Or ikaw yung naglalaro ngayon. Times have changed, haven't it?
It has changed a lot. I mean, me and Jello, Diego, we often talk about how not just the talent of these young kids, but their body types. It has really evolved. Back in the day, most body types are almost like all similar to each other. But this time around, they're all lanky or some are bulky. It's really impressive how their athleticism has really evolved as well.
Esperanza finds Reyes in the corner. Garcia, who just checked in, will drive inside. 𝔬𝔤𝔪𝔢 was bumped. Locates Esperanza with 7 seconds to shoot. And that's great defense all around for the Blue Eagles. Sahili will check in for the first time. He will be tasked to guard a talented Ziv Espinas, who is only in his first year here in the UAAP Juniors Division.
Doesn't look like it.
Urbina uses the screen. Great pass inside. Espinas offhand.
You spoke it into existence, Jaime. Making his presence felt early on.
Sahili. To 𝔬𝔤𝔪𝔢, he reverses it to the right. Medina, he's been hot. Porter comes flying in for the rebound. Urbina serving down court. Ebdane to Porter for three. Bottoms.
Just like his older brother, he has that touch from the outside.
after a slow start from the Blue Eagles, they have a 5-0 run. Garcia won't hit the midi. Another rebound by Espinas. So the offense has stabilized here for Ateneo. More than halfway done in the first quarter. Porter at the low block against a taller 𝔬𝔤𝔪𝔢. Chris up and under move. And the referee saw a foul.
And right off the bat, as you look at this replay, what a great look by Urbina to save Espinas. And on the other end, Chris Porter loses his man for that wide open three-pointer.
You know, if Chris Porter can hit that three-pointer consistently, it's going to be a tough player to guard.
That's right.
Espinas. A wall was there for Adamson. Garcia. They swing it to Sahili. His teammates telling him to shoot.
See if Espinas really giving him the space to shoot as well.
Pag ganun mga mind games yun eh, no?
Yeah.
Until you hit him, I will guard you.
Until you hit it, that's only when I'll respect you.
Urbina, two-man game with Porter. Chris. To Chris Porter. Nice box out there from Sahili. Garcia comes running in. Garcia, tight pass, was fouled.
Having fouled number 14, Henry Madraka, his first.
Mikey Ong will check in for third Dane. Looking to provide some shooting off the bench. Garcia will inbound from the baseline. O'Malley. It slips through Sahili and a steal by Ateneo. Oh, Urbina pops out. Porter had the seal. Horns play action now for Ateneo with the shot clock dwindling down. Porter with 5 seconds to shoot. Chris to Madraka, back to Porter, shot clock down to 1. And that's another huge defensive stop for Adamson.
And a shuffle of guys again for Coach Mike Fermin. This time putting in Bonzalida for Sahili.
Jesus. Garcia trying to drive baseline, kicks it out. O'Malley knocks down the 3.
What a great assist there. Cross-court pass by Justin Garcia to the wide-open O'Malley for that three-pointer.
Lagdamen finds a rolling Porter. Chris trying to bank it home. 𝔬𝔤𝔪𝔢 secures a rebound. Here comes Jesus. Justin. Another baseline drive cut off by Espinas. O'Malley can't make it back to back. Lagdamen waves off Madraka. Uses the Espinas screen. Ziv. Great rotation for Adamson. Tight pass inside. Porter was caught with travel.
So again, another stop by the Baby Falcons against the Blue Eagles.
Grabe yung rotation ng depensa. They're there before the ball, and that's an important aspect of Coach Mike Fermin.
Sorry.
Although this time they get a turnover. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Low-scoring ball game we have so far. Lagdamen has some separation, floats it up. That will be 2 free throws.
Yeah, I like that move. I like what third Dan is doing right now. So their offense hasn't been flowing as smoothly as it usually does. So third Ebdane just brings them all together to regroup and talk about how to run their offense.
He is one of the leaders for the Blue Eagles. Like Damen knocks down his first free throw. But talk about the defensive rotations of Adamson early on. But Ateneo holding their ground, just down by 6. Damen goes 2 for 2. They're looking to attack the zone. Porter with a wall of his own, passed into the wrong jersey, and Garcia with an easy 2.
Oh, lucky break for Garcia after turning the ball over, but the Blue Eagles weren't able to secure it.
Madranca swings it all corner pocket. Look at Porter hustling for the leather. Numbers for Adamson. Garcia bounce pass. O'Malley with a basket and 1.
Justin Garcia, what a point guard. He knows when to shoot, he knows when to pass. Look at that, he turned the ball over earlier, but a lucky break. Porter saving the ball directly at the hand, but look at that. Just pushing the ball and looking for his other guards running the lane.
CJ O'Malley now with 5 points early on. Make that 6.
Tying how many points he made in their last ball game against FEU. 6 points already.
He was that magic bunot against FEU.
Right, he hit 2 3-pointers that game.
Espinas to Lagdamen. Another horns play. Lance double teamed. They give it to Espinas, but the shot clock was going down. They are just having difficulty to drive, difficulty to find open lanes. And Adamson's defense in full display.
Right, like what you mentioned, the way the Adamson Baby Falcons defense moves, they know where to help each other and how to guard their men well.
Garcia was blocked, but did not give up on the play. Another steal for Justin. 2 seconds difference between shot clock and game clock. O'Malley swings it to Garcia. He passes it down to Bonzalida for another 2+1.
So back-to-back assists by Garcia, resulting to end 1 baskets. Look at that play, penetrating down the middle, drawing the big man and dropping it off to Bonzalida.
That's his 3rd assist off the bench. As JC Bonzalida can't complete the 3-point play opportunity. Gave De Jesus an offensive rebound. Garcia pull-up game. That time short. Bodies on the floor, and that will do it for quarter number 1. Adamson soaring Falcons flying higher than Ateneo in that first quarter. Summarize that last chapter for us.
That first quarter was all about defense for the Baby Falcons, making it tough for Blue Eagles. They know that the Blue Eagles will look for Chris Porter down the low, so they really made their defense adjust and help out down the low. But of course, the Baby Falcons just really making tough baskets, such as Medina and those timely assists by Justin.
Gene Carilli and the rest of the Adamson Baby Falcons up by 12 here. He has supersonic hearing, huh? He looked back at us when we mentioned his name. I don't think he knew his face was on TV.
Right on cue.
That was a laughing moment. I'm sorry. He was so confused. In the meantime, Adamson Baby Falcons up by 12. 𝔐𝔫𝔦𝔰 catch-and-shoot three. Money!
Specialty in the house for Gabe 𝔐𝔫𝔦𝔰, cracking the 2-3 zone set by ADMU to start the second quarter.
Now a 15-point lead, the biggest of the ball game for the Baby Falcons. Ong receives a handoff, sprays it out. Espina's shot fake, shot clock down to 5. 𝔬𝔞𝔪𝔢 to Espina's. Hang time won't go. A rebound by the Baby Falcons. Esperanza checks back in the ball game. Carrillo maximizing that 𝔬𝔬𝔦 screen. JC straight away. That time to the right, and Porter with a rebound. Little too much aggression there from 𝔐𝔫𝔦𝔰.
Adamson's lead has ballooned right now. 15 points.
Porter with an easy 2 points.
That's a good look off an inbound by Ong. And a lucky break for him that Esperanza, who tried to anticipate the steal, unfortunately failed in that play.
Esperanza steps back, squares up, back of the iron it goes. Abayon gives them a refresh 14. 𝔐𝔫𝔦𝔰. Little too much muscle on the shot. The shot clock is down to 5. 𝔬𝔬𝔦 puts one up. Look at Carrillo skying high for the rebound.
And this is the third crack of Adamson in this possession.
Espinas telegraphs it. 𝔐𝔫𝔦𝔰 falls away. Are you kidding me?
That was a top step back by Gabe 𝔐𝔫𝔦.
With the foul. Take a look at this one more time.
Gets it, steps back. Oh, shot.
Even Jared Lim couldn't do that.
That's right, I couldn't do that. Only Juan Gomez did that, okay.
We were talking about, you, Diego Dario, were talking about the difference in this game. Diego did not have that type of step back, I guarantee you, when he was with UPIS.
Right. All we knew back then was to pull up for a jumper or go hard to the basket for a layup. No side steps, no step backs.
16-point lead now. Porter was fronted, help defense was there, but Chris Porter with the bang in the bucket.
Back-to-back plays. The thing is, the Adamson Baby Falcons are really doing a good job in anticipating the ball. But it's just a lucky break that it lands on Chris Porter's hands for easy layup. So right now, Chris Porter was fouled and will be shooting 2 free throws, for an extra free throw rather.
Despite the double teams, the triple teams from Chris Porter, he somehow has 8 points in this game.
Right. And is the leading scorer by far for the Blue Eagles.
Esperanza gives it to Carrillo from the corner. 𝔬𝔞𝔪𝔢 will give it to Lagdamin. Domancas reverses. Couple of substitutions here. That's Antango checking in for the very first time. Lance. He's blitzed. Domancas fakes. Domancas travels. Did not establish his pivot foot.
Right. It's too quick to move.
𝔐𝔫𝔦𝔰, you played against 𝔐𝔫𝔦?
Yeah, I did back in the seniors. And his improvement has been really impressive, I mean.
Of course, he was a champion for the seniors division.
Abayon hits a three-pointer.
5 threes now for Adamson in the first half. Lagdamen to his strong side. The bounce pass outside. Domangkas gives it to 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢 with 4 seconds to operate. Porter looks at the time. He needs to put one off. That time hits front of the rim. Esperanza putting the Jets on and pulling it back out. 𝔬𝔫𝔢𝔰 jab step. Abayon, free throw line jumper. That one's pure.
And Abayon's feeling it. What a smooth stroke for Abayon. A three-pointer and a midi.
Timeout for Ateneo. They are trailing by 18. Still 6:20. J.R. Abayon heating up here with back-to-back baskets, giving his team an 18-point lead. Kahit sino yung pasok ni Mike Fermin, mainit eh.
Goes to show the confidence, no? And how they trust each other. They really look for it and they encourage each other to take those shots.
We've seen flashes of Abayon, of Garcia, of Medina, and everyone is just contributing. Domangkas rolling inside, looking for cutters, ball denial for Esperanza. And the three-point shot is good.
I love that execution by the Blue Eagles off a timeout. It was a re-screen for Madranka, setting him up for that three-point shot.
Artango drives left, drops it down. Abayon misses from point blank.
Abayon likes it farther from the basket.
Porter, the extra pass. Domangkas can't make it back to back, but that was a good shot there.
It's an open look.
Jean to the hot hand Abayon, now to Esperanza. He rips it through. He kicks it out, but he traveled. So that hop step, that's another FIBA rule that they're much more strict of.
Because a lot of people these days, you know, try to get away with it.
So we approach our halfway mark here in the first half. It's been all Adamson so far. 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢, pressured by Garcia. They've been going to this horns play. Uses the left side screen of Porter. Domangkas steps in, drops it down, and Porter will get to the line. His 6th and 7th free throw attempt this game.
You know, Chris Porter draws a lot of fouls from his defenders. And the thing with Chris Porter is, aside from his strength, he really knows how to draw those fouls. Like, especially with hand checks, he really rips through them and draws the fouls.
Although he is undersized for a big coming into the seniors division, and we'll see how he transitions to that. But it's been done before, talking about Mike Nieto, who was an MVP in the juniors division. He transitioned well, now playing so well in the pros.
Yep. So for Chris Porter, it goes back to what we mentioned earlier. He needs to develop the shot, and he needs to be more comfortable in bringing down the ball.
Reyes, no look. How about Vince Reyes? With showcasing his passing ability there. It's a foul on 𝔬𝔬𝔪𝔢 from behind.
So look at that ball screen and that hockey assist, that no-look, semi-no-look pass by Vince Reyes.
Stolen away from 𝔬𝔬𝔪. He goes all the way.
So 𝔬𝔬𝔪 making up for his earlier foul, getting that steal and that off and inbound reception.
Porter faces up. Well, defense is there for the Baby Falcons. Once again, Porter has been bailing out the offense, really keeping them alive here because nothing is going their way so far here in the first half.
That's right. And again, he's in the free throw line for free throw number.
It's 8th and 9.
8 and 9. So 5 out of 7 so far for Chris Porter.
He has 13 points now, but every point, it's one of those stories where every point has to be earned. That's Chris Porter here in the first half.
Story of his game in the first half. And Chris Porter right now has 14 points, which is more than half of what the Blue Eagles have scored so far in this game.
𝔬𝔬𝔪 almost trapped there in the corner. 𝔬𝔬𝔪. Back to his point guard, 𝔬𝔬𝔪. Stops. 𝔬𝔬𝔪 was not able to get a handle. That's fast hands there from the Blue Eagles with 8 seconds to shoot. Garcia will inbound from the baseline. Reyes spins. A wall was there. 4 seconds to shoot. 𝔬𝔬𝔪 with a jump shot. It's one of the best defensive possessions we've seen from Ateneo.
That's right. 𝔬𝔬𝔪 was forced to take a shot that he's not comfortable in taking.
Porter splashes it through.
Chris Porter, what a first half for him. 17 points this early on with 3 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Reyes, shot fake, deflected by Porter. Urbina with the burst of speed. 𝔬𝔬𝔪 to Porter. Ball movement for Ateneo. Domangka sidestep, floats it up, and that will be 2 free throws.
That was some great ball movement shown by Ateneo Blue Eagles in that possession.
Coach Mike Fermin looking for a bit more stability here in the second quarter. We'll put in Bonzalida and Umali back in. Domangka misses his first free throw. Eventually, you're going to need a lot more than Chris Porter if you want a chance to get back in this ball game. We have not seen Chris Urbina score just yet. Zev Espinas has been limited to 2 points.
So far, it's only been Espinas, 𝔬𝔬𝔪, and Madranka who has scored aside from Chris Porter.
𝔬𝔬𝔪 was not established on that screen. So that's an offensive foul.
But in that instance, I'd like to sort of point the blame on the guard because you have to wait for your big man to establish himself before you use the ball screen. Because the moment that he's not established and you move, there's definitely going to be a lot of contact, and that's why the refs call that an offensive foul.
Yan yung marireview mo sa tapes, no? When you look back at the tapes and say, this is what you could have done better, and then you improve from next game on.
Right. And it's those little things.
Porter won't get the hook shot to go. Bonzalida. Abayon, who has 5 points in this quarter. Garcia, he loves those baseline drives. They swing the ball around. Shot clock down to 9. Abayon. Kita Kitang-kita yung kulang there.
That forearm by Abayon. And a good job on Urbina for selling it.
Let's take a look at that one more time.
So a slight forearm push there.
Alam mo yan, Jadal, si Chris Urbina. Ganyan na ganyan dati si Juanito Gregorio.
I do. Naalala ko nga.
Diba?
Ganyan na ganyan nga.
Mas madami lang napipikon dati kay Juanito. That's the difference.
That's the difference.
In the meantime, we approach our 2-minute mark here in Chapter 2. So a 12-point lead for Adamson. Porter, fadeaway, tough.
Tough. That's all we can say. Tough.
19 points now for the big fella. He trims his lead down to 10. The biggest lead of Adamson was once at 18. Garcia. I'm kind of confused what happened there. Did he touch the rim? I think he touched the rim.
I think it could be the rim or the net. But he did touch something. And I'm surprised that it wasn't called for any interference or whatsoever.
Urbina looking to work something against this zone. Porter short corner. Looking for cutters. One-legged fall away. We pass it to O'Malley. Abayon, straight away, three, cash.
So 2 threes right now for Abayon, doing that trail job, and no one closing out from the Blue Eagles.
Abayon now the leading scorer for Adamson with 8 points. Urbina looking to answer. Has not scored yet in this ball game. O'Malley scans down court. Garcia, couple of jab steps. He was cut off by Ebdane. Abayon steps in for the midi. And the Mancas was there with the rebound.
So right now, the Baby Falcons are opted to go to a 3-2 zone play to try to stop the inside scoring of Chris Porter.
7 seconds to shoot for the Blue Eagles. Ebdane. It bounces to Bonzalida's hands. The go-ahead pass. Garcia for three. Package delivered.
What a way to end the first half.
20 minutes has come to play. A 17-point lead for Adamson. And they win that quarter 22-17. Everyone contributing offensively.
That's right, especially led by Abayon, who hit 2 3-pointers in that game. Just when we thought that Ateneo was slowly closing in from that big lead from the first quarter, Adamson Green Falcons just really had that answer.
Let's break and talk more after this. We'll give you our proving to be on the side of Adamson in that first 20 minutes.
Look at that. Adamson forcing so many turnovers against the Ateneo. That's why in terms of fast break points, both fast break points and points of turnovers, they're leading 7-9 compared to none at all for both departments for the Blue Eagles. Meanwhile, it's really the free throws, care of Chris Porter, that's really putting Ateneo, you know, still in the game with 10 free throws already made out of 13 shots and compared to just 2 made against the Baby Falcons. And lastly, again, it goes back to how deep the bench of the Baby Falcons are. Already with 30 bench points, so whoever Coach Mike Fermin calls off the bench has been really contributing well for him.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights for Ateneo. They have struggled to score there in that first half, but Chris Porter with 19 of the 27 points, but he's going to need a lot more help for them to have a fighting chance here in the second half.
That's right, the other guards need to step up big. Talking about 𝔑𝔫𝔦𝔰, Urbina, 𝔑𝔫𝔦𝔰, they need to help Chris Porter down below and also with the big men.
And as for Adamson, 11 players have now scored in this game. And sino ipasok ni Coach Mike Fermin, they have just been contributing and contributing quick. Literally, players like Fumali have scored right off the bench. And as we see our leading scores for Adamson, really 8-6-6. And then 8 more players have scored after that. And as for Ateneo, it's been the Chris Porter show so far.
With Chris Porter leading all scorers with 19. And the next one up is Madranka with 3 and 𝔑𝔫𝔦𝔰 with 2. Meanwhile, going back to the Baby Falcons, Abayon is not their usual leading scorer in the game. It's usually the likes of Justin Garcia and Vince Reyes. But this time around, Abayon stepping up for Coach Mike Fermin.
Abayon is averaging 2 points per game and now has 8, so you really don't know who you guard. But like you said, use this term, well-oiled machine, during the pre-game. And we're seeing it, we saw it actually as early as the first game of Adamson in round number 1.
That's right. Again, like what we always talk about, they're coming into this season with a chip on their shoulder. They lost the championship last year. They want to redeem themselves, and that's why you already know that they prepared so hard in the offseason, and all of them right now have that chemistry in them. So that's why they're a well-oiled machine.
What about the adjustments of Ateneo? What can they do here to mount this 17-point deficit of theirs and get other players not named Chris Porter to score?
Well, I'd like to see Ateneo have more looks from their guards, because most of the time they really look for Chris Porter down below, as rightfully should. But this time around, it's getting tougher and tougher for him, so they need other looks.
Espina's right-handed floater, first 2 points of just second half.
So just like that possession where 𝔬𝔫𝔦𝔬𝔦 was the one who penetrated, draw the defense for that drop pass to Zip Espinas. So they need more of that for the rest of the game.
Reyes steps in, that jumper is good.
It's that set shot, but again, it's so accurate timing.
𝔑𝔫𝔦𝔬𝔦 skips it to Urbina. Pocket pass inside to Porter. Chris was bumped, and Chris with the basket and the foul.
Vince Reyes there trying to stop Chris Porter. But what about that pocket pass by Urbina on that pick and roll play? Reminded me of John Stockton and Karl Malone with those pick and roll pocket passes.
So that's one way to maximize Porter instead of just him posting up and being double teamed. Esperanza steps back, launches a 3, in and out it goes. Porter stretches for the rebound. Ateneo off to a better start here in the second half. Madranka, he hit a 3 earlier in the first half. It slipped through his fingers.
Good pressure by Esperanza there, forcing that turnover for Madranka.
Reyes. Urbina with great denial on Carillo. 𝔘𝔫𝔦𝔱 now has it. Esperanza in and out. The cross-court pass to Medina. Shot clock down to 6. Medina short on the jumper. Urbina was trying to give it to Espinas. And now it's Reyes in transition. That's what they call the classic juniors basketball.
But you gotta credit both teams on their transition defense, preventing any fast break plays on both sides.
Reyes wants the post up against Evdane, but that time third was a little too aggressive. You know, Earl Medina was inbounding the ball from the sideline. He reminds you of a young 𝔂𝔂𝔬𝔂 Malin.
That's a good comparison.
That's Esperanza. That one's a long two. Check that. That's a corner three.
The best
Mark
player
Esperanza.
And the best player from last game right now has
6 points.
6 points across the field.
Urbina, help defense was there for Adamson. Clock reads 5. Evdane attacks, kicks it out. Urbina for 3. And shot clock will expire here for the Blue Eagles. That did not hit rim. Adamson has forced at least 4 or 5 shot clock violations here.
They move so efficiently in their defense. Their one-on-one on-ball defense is also so impressive.
Esperanza double clutching everything but the shot. Urbina looking to slow things down. They give it to Espinas, who has the seal. And Medina was caught reaching in.
Good job on the Blue Eagles to realize that mismatch between Ziv Espinas and Medina.
Ziv Espinas at 15 years old has showed us what he is all about. I mean, that last name, that name is a hard name to carry because his dad was a legend not only in the PBA but in the collegiate side of things.
That's right, same lefties and pretty much the same style of play.
Espinas now with 5 points. He makes it 6. Ateneo has not led in this game. Medina from the corner. Ball being tapped out. Esperanza now has it with a refreshed 14. 𝔘𝔫𝔦𝔱 looking to challenge Porter. Sends it outside. Garcia with 5. Garcia sidestep. Espinas was there from the help side.
Shot clock with 1 second left for Baby Falcons, but good help defense.
Alley-oop play. Reyes to beat the buzzer and the foul.
Just that, did you see that? It was like eye contact between Garcia and Reyes. They were just like smiling at each other, throwing that lob off an inbound. That was nice.
That had chemistry written all over that play. Iba talaga pag may chemistry na, Jaren.
Yeah.
Isang eye contact lang, alam mo na.
Lahat masaya.
I'm sure you would know that. And not just basketball.
And other things.
And other things.
And other things.
In the meantime, 𝔐𝔞𝔪𝔢 has checked in for the first time in the second half. Porter for 3.
That's Christian Porter's second 3-point shot of the game. And I guess Chris Porter is slowly showing us that he has that touch also.
Garcia bounce pass outside. Reyes short on the 3. Garcia looking to bank it home as Porter tallies a board. give it to Porter in the post. Chris to Espinas, front court working together hand to hand.
That's such a beauty to watch, that connection between Espinas and Porter.
The steal by Urbina. And you can't stop him. He wins the track race. Don't look now, the lead is cut to 10.
That was a sneaky move by Urbina.
Like a ninja in the night. Another carry call by our referees.
So look at that great anticipation by this young kid.
Urbina, definitely one of the fastest kids here in the juniors division. So halfway done here in Chapter 3. A mini run from the Blue Eagles. They are winning the quarter so far, 14-7. Touch passing, 𝔐𝔞𝔪𝔢, crossover. Garcia against Porter. There's no stopping him there. East to west movement here for Ateneo against the zone. Espinas will set the screen. Ziv this time to Porter.
And that connection is just on point. I love the movement by these two bigs around the rim. Look at that replay. Porter transitioning to that other side. And Espinas, just that unselfishness.
I like how Espinas passed it without even hitting the ground. So he has that instincts.
Yeah, he already knew.
And Porter with the interception. Ateneo with a momentum wave here in the second half. Porter has the mismatch against JR. Kicks it out. Ebdane shot fake. Ebdane, midi.
Just like that, the lead's down to 7. Care of that third Ebdane jumper.
3-possession ball game after being down as much as 18. That time, 𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬𝔬 in the hands of a blue shirt. He will be caught with a foul. 𝔐𝔞𝔪𝔢 checks in for Ebdane. Gonzalida to Garcia. And the referees had front row seats to that travel. 𝔐𝔞𝔪𝔢 to Porter. Zips it to Lagdamen. Wants a screen from the big guy. Steal by De Jesus. Abayon comes up running. JR challenging Porter high off the glass.
And JR Abayon, what a game so far for him. A guy who just averages around 2 points a game. Now with his 10th point of the ball game.
Lagdamen. The 𝔐𝔞𝔪𝔢. Espinas with Abayon on him. Shot clock reads 4. Espinas with the drop step. Gonzalida with the rebound. Garcia with the cross. Porter was there on the help. Gonzalida for 3. Abayon comes crashing in. And now another 14 to work with for Adamson. Oh, beautiful pass. O'Malley misses the open 3 there.
That was a great look by Abayon.
We approach our 2-minute mark in quarter number 3. Porter has been a man on a mission. He does not care if he sees 2 guys, 3 guys. He has been going to work with 26 big points and 8 rebounds.
He's really been carrying the load for the Blue Eagles side. But the nice thing about this quarter is compared to the first half, we see a lot more production coming from their other guys. Talking about 𝔍𝔞𝔪𝔢𝔰 now with 8 points, and of course third 𝔘𝔫𝔦𝔰 with that jumper earlier. So this time around, they're contributing not just with points but also with the way they facilitate the ball.
Pero syempre, even if Ateneo makes a run, which Mike Fermin is just relaxed.
Still sitting down.
Porter goes 2 for 2. 𝔐𝔫𝔦𝔰 Esperanza, they swing the ball around here, looking for the open guy. They locate 𝔐𝔫𝔦. He is a sniper from downtown.
That's what he's known for. His second three-pointer of the ball game, and earlier he hit that hard step back. So he's sort of getting hot in this game.
Lead back to double digits for Adamson. Domanca's patience is a virtue.
Wow, look at that. Great recognition by 𝔬𝔤𝔤𝔬𝔬 where his shooter is. And this time around, a great drop pass, but again, patience is virtue, as what Jaime said, for Domanca's down below.
Lagi ko yung sinasabi sa sarili ko eh. Wala kasi ako nun eh.
Hindi lang ikaw.
Hindi ako marunong mag-pump fake eh. Tira na agad. In the meantime, back to a single-digit lead here for Adamson. Less than 2 minutes in our third frame. Esperanza with a hezzy. Reyes takes a look at the clock. The bounce pass to 𝔬𝔤𝔬𝔬𝔬 with the finish.
Beautiful setup by Vince Reyes there. Going Chris Porter. And then drop pass to 𝔬𝔤𝔬𝔬𝔬.
Back and forth action we go. Two-man game. On center stage, 𝔘𝔫𝔦𝔬𝔬𝔬 slices inside. Tough angle there, though. Esperanza. To Vince Reyes, all day to shoot. Bottoms!
Just like that. A 5-point swing. Assisted or scored by Vince Reyes to bring back the lead up to 13.
Smigo. You know, as we cover time and time again, that was a common travel. But first, let's take a look at this Reyes pass to 𝔬𝔤𝔬𝔬𝔬.
In that sequence, the help defense of Ateneo has to recover. And this time around, Vince Reyes wide open for that 3-point shot. You can't leave that guy wide open.
So Tan will check in. You know, going back to my point, that travel call, you really have to practice how not to travel. It's such a common call in your youth. We even see it sometimes in the men's division still.
And even in the pros.
In the pros. Garcia was fouled. Sa bilis din kasi ng rip through, sometimes your pivot foot's not established. And so muscle memory na talaga yun eh, no, Jaren?
Right. Aside from muscle memory, oftentimes you tend to hurry yourself, and that's why you often leave your pivot foot.
2 seconds difference, shot clock and game clock. Esperanza was fouled by Tan. So that is an unfortunate foul because it sends Esperanza for 2 free throws. It seems like every game, Adamson has a different player of the game.
Very true.
Sometimes it's Reyes, sometimes it's Garcia. I know 𝔐𝔫𝔦𝔰 had a player of the game. Carrillo had a player of the game. Esperanza had a player of the game. So you really don't know who will be the star of the show.
That's the luxury that Coach Mike does. Whoever he calls will and can step up.
Lagdamen with 4 seconds to shoot on the game clock. 𝔘𝔫𝔦𝔰 with 2 seconds. 𝔘𝔫𝔦 to beat the buzzer. And that will do it for our third chapter. A strong start for the Blue Eagles, but Adamson holding their own and finishing that quarter strong. But take us through what happened in that third.
Saw a lot of highlights from both teams, but it's really the big men of the Blue Eagles doing the damage. They made their runs, but it's just that the Baby Falcons had answers to those runs, particularly led by Vince Reyes with his passes, and of course this Abayon fast break layup.
We'll see if Chris Porter and the Ateneo Blue Eagles can stage a comeback in the fourth. Center, we give you our fourth and final quarter. Jaime Escalon together with Jara Lim. Well, Ateneo had a great start. We saw flashes of brilliance from Chris Porter and Zip Espinas working together, but Adamson, their experience, the veterans showed what they're all about late in how they finished that third quarter strongly.
Well, so far dominated all 3 quarters, or rather the first half is Adamson Baby Falcons. And Ateneo played a much better third quarter, but it's not enough to bring the lead significantly down.
Esperanza with a silky smooth move. Now a 17-point lead. Porter turnaround shot. That will go. Esperanza, the go-ahead pass. Garcia with a touchdown.
Touchdown. Guard to guard. Connection there.
And a steal right away for Adamson. Well, that was quick as they regained possession. Reyes. To Gonzalida. Medina on the kickout. Great hustle here for both teams. Bodies on the floor. Take a look at this one more time, Chad.
Look at that. Great advanced pass. And I don't think we've seen a game where Justin Garcia has not have that fast break layup.
Tsaka yung finger roll, it's smooth.
It's smooth.
Lagdamen was trapped. Orbina steps in. That's an obvious travel right there. You know, Adamson in general, they really have a great high school program. And not just for basketball, but for volleyball as well. They are on top of the standings. That time, Garcia can't knock down the perimeter shot. Oh, that one is pure.
What a shot by Madranka from that corner.
Unri Madranka, second triple of the ball game. Gonzalida sprays it out to Reyes. Vince back to JC. Miri off the glass, no, gets his own miss, kicks it out. Esperanza says, let's use a little bit of clock here. Baby's the pass, that's a steal by De Guzman. Urbina, one-on-one against Garcia, and he wins the battle.
Urbina gets away with that, but what a stop by the Blue Eagles on that defensive play.
I know you played against Juanito Gregorio before. Am I not right? That's exactly what Juanito does.
He knows how to draw those offensive fouls. But look at that. Corner high arcing three by Madranka, and that's steal. Tumangka si Tadley. What a getaway by Mr. Vina for the layup. And this play, look at that. That's his second offensive foul drawn.
He leads the league. He leads the league in drawn offensive fouls.
Mini Coach Juanito.
So a bit of confusion here. Vince Reyes was outside talking to his coaches. So Ateneo not out of this basketball game just yet. The windows are open and they are knocking on the doors as 𝔬𝔬𝔦𝔰 now with 9 seconds to shoot. Urbina will give it to Porter. 4 seconds to work with. Chris double teamed. Wala talaga siyang pake, no? He's double teamed. He's a bulldozer inside.
He literally bulldozed the help defense in Vince Reyes.
It's one of those gentle giants. That's Chris Porter. Espinas will enter. The Guzman will be taken out. Espinas had a really good third quarter with 6 points. 𝔬𝔬𝔦𝔰. Porter is fronted by Bonzalida. Sahili was there. Porter against 2 defenders. Ball being tapped around. Now Medina has it. O'Malley organizing the offense here to give it to JC. No look pass to Earl. O'Malley has 8 seconds. Pocket pass to Sahili. Double teamed. He kicks it out. 2 seconds for Medina. That's tremendous rotation from the Ateneo defense.
Great defense. And it's actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the first time that the shot clock almost ran out for the Baby Falcons.
You know, just for you, Jarrell, we will have that stats. Ako na mismo magtatali. Para sa iyo lang, pag partners tayo. Pag may shot clock, itatali ko.
Thank you. I like
Remind
that.
me next time. That's how much I care about you.
Appreciate that.
So 3:20 gone by here. Porter looking to manage against this zone. Chris, hook shot over not 1 but 2 defenders.
Chris Porter doing it all in this game. 30 points across his name to go around with 11 rebounds. What a game for this big kid.
Madranka with good anticipation on that skip pass.
Look at that. Maybe a hook shot against 2 defenders.
What a double-double game for Chris Porter. 32 points, 11 rebounds. But will it be enough to win against the #1 team as JC Bonzalida package delivered?
And Chris Porter was challenging him to take that three-pointer. And Bonzalida just showing Chris Porter, I can make that.
back after the timeout. A 15-point lead held on by Adamson. What a way to break the press. And these two kids have been working together to perfection here in the second half, Espinas and Porter.
Basket after basket just from these two guys.
O'Malley chases, gives him another shot of things. CJ to JC, a handoff to Medina, shot clock down to 4. Medina, wild pass. O'Malley to beat the buzzer. And the referee saying he did not get that off on time.
So again, another great defensive stand for the Blue Eagles, forcing the Baby Falcons to keep moving the ball around, find the shot.
Okay, so I promised you I would tally. That is the second, Charal, okay?
That's right, second shot clock.
Para sa'yo lang, pare. Para sa'yo lang.
So to everyone, Jaime's more than...
Urbina finds Madranka. He has been hot here. High looper. Wow.
His third three-pointer, and he's feeling it too, Jaime.
That's his third three-pointer of the ball game. That three-pointer keeps the doors open to mount a comeback.
That's right, and another stop. So with 5 minutes remaining, it's just a 10-point ball game. So anything can happen here.
Madranka, the Porter, he turns around, he attacks baseline. You can stop me. 34 big points for the big guy.
Oh, and what I like about Chris Porter is after making a tough shot like that, he just runs down the floor. Other players would have flexed their muscles after making that. So you look at that high arcing three by Madranka. And this one, and just his strength. I don't even think, I can't even say it's just seniors ready. It's pros ready.
The Porter will be taken out. He will get a quick breather here. But the lead is down to single digits once again. Garcia to Esperanza. He drives, he floats, and he scores.
What a way to stop the run. Mark Esperanza, just timely buckets from this guy who now leads Adamson with 11 points.
Tumangkas to Ebdane. Urbina. Hard show there from Adamson. 5 seconds to shoot. Urbina with 4 seconds. Chris. Great use of pump fakes, but Reyes didn't even need to jump. Challenge from Ateneo. Referees will review. So Porter was taken out for 10 to 15 seconds. He took 2 deep breaths and he will be inserted back in the ball game.
And he really needs to, especially if Ateneo wants to have a bigger chance in this ball game.
They're reviewing this last play. Oh, might just be a good challenge call by Ateneo. We'll see what the referees decide. Tough angle there, but every possession counts now. Under 4 minutes remaining. So it will be Adamson basketball.
Head coach of challenge of the Blue Eagles, unsuccessful. One possession for the Baby Falcons.
Esperanza double team was fouled right away. So Ateneo shifting to a full court press here, Jado.
Time is not on their side, so they really need to make these Baby Falcons hurry up.
Esperanza cuts the corners. Medina will give it to Garcia to settle things down. Oh, Reyes open for a second.
I'd like to see Ateneo go inside and draw some fouls, because with 3 minutes remaining, the Baby Falcons are already on penalty.
They give it to Porter. He faces up against Reyes. Chris, shot fake. Help defense. He goes for the turnaround. Now the help defense really cheating on Chris Porter now. How could you not when you have 34 points? The steal by Domancas. Espinas challenging Esperanza, and Domancas with the putback.
Look at the effort of Domancas. This big guy is just giving his all.
Reyes against Espina. Garcia has the smaller Urbina. Vince, emergency pass. Reyes, Smitty is good.
What a timely basket by Vince Reyes. And he was quick to recognize that his man doubled Vince, Justin Garcia down below.
They find Porter. They've been going to this play. 4 defenders helping out. Domancas. Referee is saying no passport on that travel.
Look at that. Zip Espinas helping out and leaving his man wide open.
That looks like a 360 pass by Garcia. That's not easy to make. And another stop this time from the Blue Eagles.
So the press has been working well for the Blue Eagles.
14 seconds on the shot clock.
Dani, Lagdamin, Espinas, Porter, and Domancas tasked to pull off a comeback here with last 2 minutes remaining. Espinas slithering inside for 2.
What a sweet move and an offhand finish by Zip Espinas underarms of his defender.
Esperanza now has it. He's looking to dance with Ebdane. Finds Reyes, and he finds Abayon. And Abayon, the magic bunot for today's game with another 2+1 special.
Look at that. What a layup by Zip Espinas. And back on the other hand, Abayon just having himself a night.
J.R. Abayon with 12 points to his name. 4 players in double digits for Ateneo. Check that, Adamson. Ateneo will call a timeout here. They're trailing by 11 with 1:36 seconds remaining. Chris Porter with a big game. 34 points. Zip Espinas with 12 points of his name. The front court of Ateneo doing the dirty work here. But will it be enough? As Adamson, as Jaron Lim would put it, they are a well-oiled machine and they have 11 players scoring here. They are looking to get win number 10. Espinas with a sorry miss. Esperanza gets it safely across court. He goes for the in and out dribble. JR, the handoff to Garcia. Bonzalida looking to attack, cut off by Porter. 4 seconds to shoot for the Baby Falcons. Garcia to beat the buzzer. Bonzalida is short. And Porter snatches his 12th rebound of the ballgame. Esperanza. Quick hands, Carrillo challenging Porter, fearless drive. And that's a great display of sportsmanship there between Carrillo and Chris Porter. Chris Porter just looks gassed right now. He has played 36 minutes.
And rightfully so, he really carried the load for the Blue Eagles in this game. 34 points and 12 rebounds. What a stat line.
Actually, naka 34 points din ako dati.
Baka 40, bro.
That 34 points, buong season na yun. Buong high school career ko na yata yun. Si Chris Porter, isang game lang eh. Lagdamen. All gas, no brakes for the layup to go. But it might not be enough for Ateneo.
Maybe a little too late for Ateneo, but you gotta love the effort that these kids are showing late into this ball game.
And Ateneo is a young team. Not a lot of veterans here. You just look at Chris Urbina, Lance Lagdamen. Mga bata pa to eh. So,
And Ziv Espinas.
Ziv Espinas, that's right. So the future is bright for the Blue Eagles. But a loss here will bring them down to 4-7 along with UE. But not totally out of contention yet, as FEU is 6-5.
They still have a chance, but as they rack up more losses, their chances become slimmer and slimmer.
We'll talk more about that later on. It's a timeout from Ateneo. They are down by 12 with 40 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Around 40 seconds remaining here in our fourth and final quarter. Well, if you look at the quarter scoring, Ateneo is winning the second half. But it comes down to that first quarter really where they had a slow start, Channel.
That's right. If not for that slow start, we could be having like a tight and intense ball game right now coming into the last 40 seconds.
Lance, the kick out to Porter. And he is short on the three. 𝔐𝔞𝔪� 𝔠𝔬𝔫 now in double figures with 11 points.
And more than that, what about the game Madranka has? 4 out of 4,
Making all of his shots in this game for 11 points.
So a foul here by the Blue Eagles puts JC Bonzalida at the stripe.
Technical foul for Blue Eagles on number 28, 𝔍𝔫𝔦𝔰𝔫 for Connecticut.
𝔍𝔫𝔦𝔰 was caught with a technical for delay of game.
JC Bonzalida.
I can't stress this enough, Gerald, but Adamson, heartbreaking loss in that season 85 finals. They were lost by clutch free throws by Janray Pasaol. And Kirby Mongkopa was the best player of that game. You see here 𝔍𝔫𝔦𝔰. A lot more years to come here in the UAAP. A lot more games still to finish strong. And that Final Four is not out yet, but Adamson's motivations, Adamson's discipline, and Adamson's depth like J.R. Abayon clearly and effectively in full display here in round number 2.
just continuing the game that he has played. What a game for J.R. Abayon.
And Ebdane chooses to foul Esperanza.
Second foul, Ebdane. 2 free throws for Mark Esperanza.
How about Mark Esperanza in today's game? 11 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. You want to talk about youth? He is in his youth.
So also a few more years left for Esperanza.
Dan gets his first 2 points of the game. That will do it. After 4 quarters of play, Adamson gets win number 10. As the redemption tour continues here in season 86, there is our